Imagine you're watching someone just folding towels or maybe whispering softly into a microphone. Out of nowhere, this distinct warm tingle starts right at the crown of your head. It slowly drips down your neck, spreading over your shoulders like a gentle wave. And as that happens, your breathing gets deeper, and your racing heart actually starts to slow down. For years, millions of people experienced this weirdly amazing physiological reaction in total silence, honestly thinking they were the only ones. Well, in this explainer, we're unpacking exactly what is happening inside the brain when you feel that famous tingle. So let's jump right into it.
To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this thing, think about this number for a second. 120 million. That is how many people will search for ASMR content this month alone. So yeah, we're way past the days of this being just some niche internet subculture. This is a massive global phenomenon. People are actively hunting for this specific sensation to self-medicate for things like stress, anxiety, and sleeplessness. But what exactly are they searching for?
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Defining the ASMR phenomenon. 2. Inside the brain on ASMR. 3. The benefits and the non-responders. And 4. How you can experience ASMR tonight.
Okay, Section 1. Defining the ASMR phenomena.
ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's a mouthful, right? Let's break down exactly what that acronym actually means. Autonomous basically means it happens completely on its own. You literally can't force it to happen. Sensory tells us it needs a specific audio or visual trigger to kick in. Meridian is kind of a poetic way of describing a peak or a high point of sensation. And finally, response. This is the absolutely crucial part. This isn't just an emotion or a subjective mood. It is an involuntary biological reaction happening inside your body.
The history of how we even categorize this feeling is pretty wild. It actually all started back in 2007 with a totally anonymous forum post on steadyhealth.com. The title was literally just, "Weird Sensation Feels Good." And over 300 people replied with these strikingly identical descriptions of head tingles. Fast forward to 2010, and a cybersecurity professional named Jennifer Allen actually coined the term ASMR because she wanted a clinical sounding name so the medical community would take it seriously. It worked. By 2015, researchers Emma Barat and Dr. Nick Davis dropped the first major study mapping out the specific triggers. And that paved the way for 2023, when we finally got detailed fMRI brain maps showing us exactly what's happening under the hood.
Which brings us to the formal, definitive scientific explanation we use today. ASMR is a deeply relaxed, mildly euphoric state triggered by specific audio or visual stimuli. For a lot of people, this state comes with that trademark physical tingling that starts at the scalp and cascades right down the spine. It's basically the brain's ultimate chill-out button.
But what actually pushes that button? Well, that landmark 2015 study identified a very specific set of triggers. Whispering is definitely the most common. Then you have personal attention scenarios, where someone speaks directly to you, crisp, delicate sounds like fingernails tapping on wood or paper crinkling, slow, deliberate hand movements, and, incredibly, simulated care role plays, like a pretend doctor's visit or a haircut. Just hearing and seeing these gentle, deliberate actions is totally enough to send the nervous system into a state of profound calm. So, okay, we know the triggers, but what is actually happening in your head when you hear someone whispering and tapping on a mic?
Section 2. Inside the brain on ASMR.
This is where the science gets truly mind-blowing. The 2023 fMRI data is just incredible. When researchers put ASMR responders into brain scanners, 3 distinct regions lit up like a Christmas tree. First up, the medial prefrontal cortex. This area is absolutely dense with oxytocin receptors. It controls social bonding. Get this, it is the exact same brain region that activates in chimpanzees when they groom each other. No way, right? Then you have the insular cortex, which is basically the hub for processing internal bodily sensations. And finally, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, which handles empathy and emotional regulation. So ASMR isn't just some weird sound trick. It's a profound activation of our deepest social neurobiology.
And this brilliantly illustrates a brand new concept published in 2025, the proximity prediction hypothesis. See, your brain is constantly scanning your environment, trying to figure out if a safe, trusted person is nearby. ASMR essentially hacks this system. Through hyper-realistic audio and visuals, it tricks your brain into concluding, yes, a safe, close person is currently attending to me. And the moment your brain makes that prediction, it gives your body full permission to just let its guard down.
When that guard drops, the physical changes are immediate and they are measurable. A 2025 study showed that heart rates actually drop by an average of 3 to 4 beats per minute during an ASMR session.
Your nervous system literally downshifts into a parasympathetic state. That's your rest and digest mode, driven by the vagus nerve. Your body is biologically reacting as if you were being cared for in a perfectly safe environment. But this brings us to a major puzzle. If this is human biological hardware, why doesn't everyone feel the tingles?
Section 3. Benefits and the non-responders.
Research shows that only about 30% of people who watch ASMR content actually experience that characteristic physical tingling down their spine. So what about the other 70%? Well, they report feeling deeply relaxed, but they just don't get the tingles. Scientists now believe this comes down to something called interoceptive sensitivity, which is really just a fancy way of saying how highly attuned you are to feeling the internal sensations of your own body. If your interoceptive sensitivity is high, you feel the tingles. If it's just average, you don't.
But hey, here is the incredible news for the 70% of you who don't get the tingles. You absolutely still get the neurological benefits. Recent 2025 NFIRES and EEG brain scanning studies prove that even without the tingles, ASMR exposure leads to a reduced heart rate, significantly reduced state anxiety, improved mood, and much faster sleep onset. On top of that, EEG studies found measurable improvements in executive function and memory recall after a session. That anxiety-reducing effect has a real, measurable neurological signature in the brain, completely regardless of whether you feel the sparks on your scalp or not.
Section 4. How to experience ASMR tonight.
If you want to try this out for yourself, follow these 4 steps. Step 1 is totally non-negotiable. You have to use headphones. Most ASMR is recorded using binaural microphones, which means the audio is 3D. If you just listen on your phone speakers, you're going to ruin that proximity illusion. Step 2. Start with personal attention triggers. Videos like cranial nerve exams or simulated hair appointments usually trigger the strongest responses for beginners. Step 3 is timing. The relaxation response takes a good 10 to 15 minutes to build, so start your session 20 to 30 minutes before you want to fall asleep. And Step 4 is critical. Manage your tolerance. If you use ASMR every single night, your brain will habituate and the magic will fade. To prevent that, you need to take a 2 to 3 day break every 10 days just to reset your neurochemistry.
And, depending on what you want to achieve, you can adjust how you use it. Like we just talked about, for sleep, you want a long buildup. Start 20 to 30 minutes before bed. But if your goal is daytime concentration, say you want to take advantage of those executive function and memory benefits, you should use shorter, 20-minute burst sessions while you work.
I want to take a second to reflect on this quote because it just beautifully summarizes everything we've uncovered. ASMR is activating your brain's oldest social bonding hardware through nothing more than someone whispering carefully and tapping on a microphone. It's wild, right? What started out as a group of people on an obscure internet forum just trying to describe a weird tingling feeling has turned out to be a profound biological hack. It taps directly into our evolutionary need for care, safety, and connection.
Which leaves us with one final question for you. Are you ready to test your own interoceptive sensitivity tonight? Grab a pair of headphones, pull up a personal attention video, and just see how your nervous system responds. You might just find that your brain's ultimate chill-out button has been waiting to be pressed this entire